This McLaren MP44, in which he won 8 races and his first world championship, had very little downforce, a manual gearbox and 1,200 horsepower, 450 more than the F1 cars of today. It is the last of the turbocharged monsters, one of the greatest racing cars ever made. And today, it's going to rumble again in the hands of Senna's #1 fan. There it is.
Woo! I can't believe that I'm... Oh, jeez.
You've just got back from the Canadian Grand Prix this morning?
Yeah. I couldn't sleep.
Really?
I slept like an hour or so on the flight. I couldn't get to sleep. I'm so just...
Because you get to drive Senna's MP4?
I just can't imagine what it's going to be like. I have this sound in my head of the car roaring and going through Monaco streets when he's one-handed. I'm just going to go one-handed round and just see what it's like around one of the corners. Let's go, let's go. Can I go?
Racing back in the mid-80s, it was, I mean, there's an incredible scene, I think, with Nelson Piquet overtaking Senna on full opposite lock. I mean, very little in the way of safety, very little in the way of aerodynamic grip. Manual gearbox, 1,200 horsepower.
Yeah, and the cockpit, you could almost punch through it.
Yeah.
So you think, geez, you know, you're driving around at those speeds, your wheel falls off, the mechanic makes a mistake, you're dead. It's phenomenal, and I can't even contemplate what it would have been like. But, so that's why I think you have even more respect for the guys that did it back then.
I mean, you had to be, back in the 80s.
Crazy. A bit of honest here.
You know, you've got your Mansells, Piquets, Prost. The drivers were incredible, and do you think that shining out from all of those drivers in that great era,
yeah,
Senna rose to the top?
Senna rose to the top. I don't want to go in. Let's do another lap. I love the fact that he would fight for his own, what he truly believed in. It's just everything. He puts everything into getting that lap, and he had no fear. That's what I loved about it. I love this car. I love it.
Come on.
That's amazing. It's so much, it's nothing like the car I drive nowadays. But just to know the commitment and to get used to driving this car and on the limit, I just couldn't imagine it, man. It's one of the best days of my life. I just feel so blessed, you know. I dreamed my whole life of driving that car. My whole life. I just ticked off one of my dreams.